Welcome back to the news. It's on again for Papua New Guinea's emerging entrepreneurs to change the game in the business world. The Kumul Game Changers program under Kumul Foundation is into its second year of recruiting innovative and dynamic individuals who have a business idea that can solve everyday problems with new and better solutions. On Wednesday night, Kumul Foundation Chairman Anthony Somare met with some of these enthusiasts to encourage them to apply to the 2017 Kumul Game Changers program to develop and drive their ideas in their communities.
This year, the program aims to recruit 40 individuals whose business ideas offer a whole new solution to everyday issues affecting ordinary people. Foundation Chairman Anthony Somare told applicants that this year's program is different from that of 2015 when it first started.
And it's now come to the stage where we've got funding for a multi-year program, and we're now looking at a permanent program to actually build, a formal program to build this through now for the next 5 years, and to see a really big sort of cadre of entrepreneurs and that can empower and actually generate a lot of change. So that's where we are now.
The initial program received over 700 startup ideas, of which about 40 were selected. Mr. Somare said since then all the startups have gone from strength to strength, while some have truly soared. This year, the selected 40 or more, depending on talent, will take on a 2-week boot camp with a lot of sacrifices made.
You've got to be able to sacrifice time and commitment and money to make yourself successful. And, for some of you, it'll be hard because you've got jobs that are demanding, you've got families, you've got commitments. You cannot be part of this program if you cannot commit yourself to the boot camp.
Participants were able to meet some of the pioneers of the Kumul Game Changers program, including creator of Look Me app, Ceader who shared his experience of being a game changer.
Was something like business directory, where it could help ease the problem of finding some suppliers. So you as a customer, if you wish to find the best affordable taxi, you just simply go on this little platform, so you find it. So that got me into this program. And afterwards, I learned so much. The best definition myself when I try to explain entrepreneurship to people, I say in 3 words only. You solve a problem, you create value, and you sell that value.
Applications are now open with selections to be announced on May 5th. Applicants' business models will be evaluated and chosen based on innovativeness, sustainability and ability to scale impact. Salome, Vincent, TVWan News.
New Generation Party leader and member for Goroka, Bire, Kimisopa, has expressed disappointment at the way Grand Chief Sir Michael Somare was sent off. He described Tuesday's parliamentary farewell as a theatre and planning for this event as substandard. Kimisopa also expressed regret at how issues of August 2011 were never addressed and put to rest before Sir Michael's exit.
After 49 years of unbroken service to Parliament, Grand Chief Sir Michael Somare sat in the chambers on Tuesday for the last time.
I wish the Grand Chief and Lady Veronica a long and happy and healthy retirement.
And 2 days after his farewell, Kimisopa said the event was disorganized and was a mad rush by the government to cover up for its inefficiencies.
A cover-up, so to speak, to get this program over and done with, and have the Grand Chief depart quickly. And in my view, that's unacceptable for someone who served this country for more than 48 years, a distinguished career, and the manner in which we accorded him the honor on the floor of Parliament did not augur well.
He said if the event was allowed to remain on the scheduled day, which was today, Parliament would have had enough time to also address outstanding issues, making a particular mention of the events of August 2011 that saw Sir Michael being removed from office as Prime Minister.
But what became obvious to all of us, and I think it's obvious to the rest of the country, was that the spectre of August 2011 loomed large enough over Parliament. It engulfed the entire Parliament. What happened to the Grand Chief on August 2011? And it's said that Parliament didn't have the opportunity to address that specific issue.
He hopes the new government in August can resolve these and other outstanding issues. Ruth, Rungula, TVWan News.
Though she didn't speak during public events, her silence in itself was powerful. While honoring the legacy of Grand Chief Sir Michael Somare, there was also no shortage of words of respect and admiration for the love of his life, Lady Veronica Somare. Here is a compilation of some of the heartfelt words during the closing of the 9th Parliament this week.
Sometimes I get my wife planting this prank thing on my head if I make any mistakes, you know. And I find Sir Michael is a very, very strong family man. I admire you, Sir Michael. Lady Veronica, when I found difficult to reach you and you were here and there, what did I do? I crawled at the back of the house quietly to Lady Veronica, who was always there with open arms to receive Don Polye, to talk to me, you know. And I think the same thing happened for every one of us here. Lady Veronica is not just a lady. She's a leader in a quiet way. You know. Mr. Speaker, sometimes we think we speak and we talk to be a leader. No, I think even a leadership in silence is even more powerful than talking to be a leader. And Lady Veronica doesn't speak. She doesn't speak like other ladies do in the United States or other Western world or other countries or whatever. He just says that it's quiet. But the quietness of her, I think that open-armedness, that openness of heart to receive any leader and speak to us at our cultural diversity, at different levels of leadership and positions that we hold, but speaking to us as a mother is a great speech that she gives us in that quietness. And I'd like to salute Mr. Speaker, Lady Veronica, who made Somare a great man he is, that we should respect today. And in saying so, let me also say that Lady Veronica's, many of Lady Veronica's out there, and I am struggling to make my wife become a Lady Veronica too, Mr. Speaker. I pray that I salute the women of this country. Let's emulate Lady Veronica's leadership because we need to have that partnership, Mr. Speaker.
I am blessed with a woman who has been my friend, for my guide. Friend and my guide since we were both young together. We have 6 children who trust in us because we believe that trust be respecting them as they were growing up.
Meantime, there continues to be mounting pressure on the government and the National Capital District Commission to organize a public farewell for Grand Chief Sir Michael Somare. It seems his exit from politics has ignited a feeling of patriotism from all across the nation. A team working behind the scenes to make a public farewell possible are hoping the NCD will commit to an event to be held next week, Wednesday. The Minister for Bougainville Affairs and Regional Member for Bougainville, Joe Lera, has called on eligible voters of Bougainville to vote wisely in this year's national election. The Minister said their vote will be critical towards choosing the right leaders that will address the issues affecting the people in preparation for the referendum in 2019. Minister Lera, through his awareness programs, has been educating the people on leadership attributes to help them screen candidates and vote wisely. He said people must consider leaders who can provide them with a balanced development in the areas of mental, physical, social and spiritual needs. Minister Lera was the first minister to present a ministerial statement on the status of Bougainville since the establishment of the National Coordinating Office of Bougainville Affairs in 2007. He also commissioned a review into the structure of the NCOBA. Meantime, in the current Bougainville community elections, Acting Electoral Commissioner George Manu says he is happy with the turnout of voters, a positive sign that people are taking part in community elections. Manu is confident all elections throughout the region will be completed before the 27th of April. Following the completion of the elections, the returning officers, along with their assistants, will forward their provisional results as well as the election reports to Manu. He says if the results are not satisfactory, the Commissioner will nullify the provisional declarations of the concerned ward assemblies before setting a new date for the elections to be held in the concerned ward assemblies. The University of Goroka this year has enrolled a record of 4,100 students, exceeding the school's capacity of only 1,500 a year. While there are, of course, critics about the school's ability to cater for all the students, the management is confident it will deliver results.
This year, the number of school leavers or first-year students accepted into the university is 656, an increase of 256 from the traditional figure of 400 students. Vice-Chancellor of the University of Goroka, Professor Musawa Sinabari, said while the critics may be correct, the bigger picture is that the university is helping to address one of the country's biggest issue, high number of students missing out of tertiary education after grade 12.
University of Goroka has a capacity to take about 1,500 students. Now, if we only took 1,500 first-year students, we are not helping the nation. There will be far more students who will still be complaining that they can't access higher education. Currently, we are overcrowding, we are oversubscribing for places. With a total student population now, about 4,100 students.
The increased number of students means more teaching staff required, more lecture rooms and long hours.
We are converting our student mess, partitioning it off so that when the mess is not open for meals, it is open for use as classroom, teaching spaces. We are also conducting classes from 8 to 8 p.m. at night.
And for a successful school year, availability of funding is important. Professor Sinabara and the Chancellor Joseph Sukuyanom today met with the finance officers to see if they can release 5 million kina of a promised 8 million kina for the institution to address some of the outstanding issues.
We've asked for 5 million to be released to us so that we can cover costs of computers. We want to give every student who commences academic studies year 1 a computer. 1 million kina to the library in order for the library to purchase books. Other money has been allocated to meet the costs of renovation as well as to fix some of the damages were done to the buildings, and an additional fund also being secured. The remaining of the 5 million is to pay for the cost of keeping the policemen on the ground when we had that crisis last year.
Shamit Poriambeb, TVWan News.
Minister for Lands and Physical Planning Benny Allen said it was the National Executive Council's decision to declare over 23,000 hectares of land to fall within the administrative authority of the Konebada Petroleum Park Authority. He said the declaration was made upon the request of the then Minister for Petroleum and Energy Ben Maika and the KPPA CEO Donald Valu to extend the boundary of the park. The Lands Minister said the park is purposely declared as an economic zone to lure investors into the country.
Mr. Benny Allen said that the declaration was made on the 7th of February 2017 as per NEC Decision Number 54 of 25th of February 2016 for the land to be used as a free trade zone.
Decision 54 of 2016, that's what government wants us to do. So we followed that decision. At the request of the minister, we facilitated that we made declaration to specific area which the KPPA requested for.
Minister Allen denied any dubious dealings involved in extending the boundary of the park. He said the land has not been acquired or given to anyone, but a process undertaken to earmark the area for business and investment purposes.
We are trying to bring benefit to Central Province in terms of collecting revenue, in terms of giving landowners out there from Central Province the opportunity to participate in business and also employment.
According to Department of Lands and Physical Planning Director for Impact Projects, Lazarus Malesa, the company, Konebada Petroleum Park Holdings Limited, was created as a business entity of a KPPA.
There won't be any title over the 23,000, and there won't be any legal surveys or proper surveys done to have permanent marks over that boundary. It is only an imaginary, and like Minister has mentioned, it is a way to bring in investments, especially with developments complementary to the downstream processing of the LNG.
However, according to PNG NRI, the declaration of this new boundary has raised many questions, including the status of KPPA and the implications on the traditional villages and businesses on this declared land. Tere Alex, TVWan News.
To finance now, and the kina opened unchanged at $0.3145 in the interbank market. At Bank South Pacific, the kina was buying $0.3070, $0.4029 Australian dollars, €0.2856 and 33.67 Japanese yen. Looking at commodity prices at New York close, all closed higher except coffee and crude oil closed lower. And on the stock market, the Dow Jones closed at 41 points lower, the ASX closed at 20 points higher, and the All Ordinaries closed at 20 points higher as well.